In the last episode, Ryan and I started our journey from the little town of Abborrträsk in Swedish Lapland. And even though Ryan had started to feel a little bit of pain in his knee, we still managed to ride 160 kilometers all the way to the city of Lycksele. We did a little bit of planning in the evening and made the decision to alter our route a little bit by deviating from the European Divide Trail and instead heading straight south for the coast. This would mean a quicker and more direct way down south, and perhaps most important, it would take us away from the mosquitoes.
We are behind the scenes of a YouTuber YouTubing.
Taking down his own tent.
How you doing, my friend?
Yeah, I've slept like a king, so
good.
Looks like the weather is pretty decent today as well.
Yep.
Hopefully stays in this temperature range.
Yeah.
So we're off to a pretty interesting day today. We've scrapped our plans of going along the European Divide Trail and heading for the coast instead. We figured out that that would be a shorter and much faster way to get Ryan down to his end goal around Malmö. So now I'm just filling up my water bottles and then we're hitting the road again.
Go.
Start the morning with a classical ole, 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 ole. So I'm sitting outside of the ICA supermarket now, waiting for Ryan, who's inside buying some groceries for this day. As it looks, we're not gonna pass any supermarkets or restaurants on our way towards the coast today, so we better stock up on some food that'll last us the rest of the day. And a good thing when you're traveling too is that you don't really need to bring a bike lock. Instead you can just take turns watching each other's bikes as you go into supermarkets. So it saves some weight and volume inside of your bike bags. We were off to a lovely start in the morning, but somehow we managed to get lost right away. And by lost I mean we rode up this super steep hill only to reach a dead end. Luckily, some local people must have predicted that two sweaty cyclists with a somewhat bad sense of direction were gonna come by this way, so they decided to put a brand new white bench in the middle of nowhere for us to catch our breath and take a break. So Ryan put in the commute track for this route, and it took us on a crazy steep hill with that. Very bad surface. But now we got a consolation prize in the case of a white bench here.
Take a seat, man.
Yeah.
Look at this view. And the biggest and best thing about this situation, no bugs. Hey there, how you doing?
And even though I thought we weren't gonna pass through any towns with supermarkets on this day, somehow we ended up finding one just about lunchtime. So we decided to make a short stop for lunch. Did you buy that inside? So we just entered this little town called Ortlieb, and we're making a lunch stop here, and Ryan is just away checking out all the flags along the way. I think he spotted the Sami flag up here along the road. So we're off on a lunch break right now, and then we're heading south after we've finished lunch here. I thought they would have a hose like inside of the building somewhere.
Yeah, did you look?
Pretty nice view. I'm watching Ryan do his magic with his drone, trying to take it down.
Taking it down on a beautiful Swedish summer day. What you really got to film is when I ride and fly it. That's the exciting stuff. There's my little bird. Hello. And this is how you turn it off.
Like magic.
Magic.
And like clockwork, right around 3 p.m. in the afternoon, the usual afternoon rain arrived. And plenty of it. We have to escape the rain, and we're hiding away from it right now underneath some barn here that we found along the road. So it's raining pretty heavily right now, but I think it should be over in about 5 minutes. I can already see the sun maybe 500 meters ahead here, so we wait out this one for 5 minutes or so. Well, 5 minutes was a bit optimistic, but after about 15 minutes it finally cleared up and we decided to make a run for it.
Let's go! Back out on the road!
Seems like the worst of the rain has passed, so we're trying our best and getting onto the road again and continuing towards the town of Bjurklub, the smallest municipality here in Sweden. And that's about 10 kilometers away from here, so hopefully we'll avoid any more rain going there. So we've been on paved roads now for maybe the last 60 kilometers or so, but we just passed this town called Bjurholm, and now we're heading towards the coast, and we immediately got the sensation that the traffic is picking up by a lot. So we just found this gravel road, and we hope that we can follow this for a couple of 10 or 20 kilometers ahead here. So keeping our fingers crossed that this is a nice gravel road here.
On what looks to be a beautiful road into the woods, heading south, heading straight to Malmo. And the sun is out and it is beautiful. How you doing over here, buddy?
Ryan's just found a maypole, and I'm a bit afraid that it's gonna invite me to do the Swedish frog dance. You might want to watch his video to watch us embarrass ourselves. The day was reaching its end, and we hadn't covered as much distance as the day before, but we were taking it a bit on the careful side since Ryan's knee was still acting up. So we couldn't have been any happier when a nice lady in a small town gave us a tip about a nearby shelter that we were now looking for. Hey, look at this!
Oh man, I like it! Woo! How was that acting?
So we just went through a little town here and got a tip from one of the local ladies living up there that there was a pretty nice camp spot a couple of kilometers just south of town. So we just passed this river and found this magnificent free shelter here with picnic benches and free firewood and everything you could wish for. And there's also a soothing river going by here, so expect we'll have no problem sleeping tonight. So now I'm just getting ready to make some dinner here, and Ryan is making his way down to the bottom of this ravine here to go down to the river to take his dip of the night. You wouldn't expect anything less from him, right? He always finds these streams or rivers to take a dip in. So this is my dinner for the evening. It's a Mexican casserole and I'm so excited about it. It's been a really long day today as well, out on the roads and trails here in northern Sweden. And I'm just gonna let this wait around for 10 minutes or so, and then I'm gonna feast on this. Put it on. So I made it down to the river, and I'm not as tough as Ryan, so I'm only gonna go in and wash off my arms from the sunscreen earlier today. And I better make it fast because this place is basically just swarming with mosquitoes. So I'm gonna just hit the water and then make a run for it up to our camp again, where it's a lot less mosquito rich. So we're contemplating about pitching our tents now. There's some rain clouds behind us here, but they don't seem like they're moving much, so I doubt they'll hit us later on here tonight. It's about 8:30 now, and I feel like I just want to get inside of the tent and stretch my legs. So I think I'm gonna choose a spot here and start setting up my tent for the evening. So when we arrived here, there were only a couple of mosquitoes surrounding us, and now it's starting to get pretty crazy around here. So I think I'm gonna go inside my tent now, and like I told Ryan just a couple of minutes ago, the trick now is to get inside of the tent without bringing too many mosquitoes with me. So I'm gonna try and do that. Otherwise I'm gonna have a pretty busy evening trying to get all of them out again. And a good night to you. So I'm in the tent now, and I think I've chased away or killed almost all of the mosquitoes that got in with me when I came into the tent. So before we say goodnight, I thought I'd take this opportunity to talk a little bit about the Swedish allemansrätten. I think both Ryan and I have mentioned that earlier in our videos. And even though this may seem very strange for most of you, especially those of you who are coming from America, here in Sweden you're actually allowed to walk, ride your bike, ride a horse, or pitch your tent on someone else's land, even without asking for permission first. The only thing you have to think about is that you don't destroy anything or disturb anyone. And at places like the one that we're staying at tonight, the local village has even provided a free wind shelter for us to use, and they've also stocked up on firewood, and there's a fire pit and a picnic table for us to use. And they do all this to promote people to come out and experience nature without it having to cost a lot of money. And if you want to watch an adventure that I did about a week before going on this trip with Ryan, you can do so by clicking the link down here. Otherwise, until next time, have a good one.